Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial on how to edit our profile. So you need to go first into our course and you will see on the top right that we have your picture, in this case my picture. If you click on the little arrow, you have a cascade menu that gives us access to accessibility, profile, grades, calendar, preferences, switch role to, and log out. Now, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to switch my role to guest. As you can see here, this is a really important feature because if you're the teacher or the admin, then you will be able to see and have access to some features that students clearly don't have access to. So I'm just going to change it to guest, and this will allow me to see things that a guest would see, not necessarily what a teacher would see. So now that I'm a guest, I'm going to click again. We're going to go through accessibility, and that's going to let me choose between default font or dyslexic font. Now, unless you're dyslexic, then I suggest that you just leave it as default font and then enable the accessibility toolbar, which will appear in a second. You can see it at the top. Basically, font size, you can increase it, decrease it, change the site color, and different background colors for ease of reading any content. Now, the next section is the profile. If you click on the profile, then you will be able to change your profile or edit it. So in this case, you can see that I have already added information about my profile, and I have also already recorded that same information. As a guest, I cannot edit my, I can edit my profile. You can click here, and this is just like a summary landing page where you have the main information from your profile, course details, different sections available to you, reports, batches if you have completed any, your login activity, and also a QR code that can be used to access the course through a mobile app. If we go onto the edit profile, then you will see that that main page allows me to change all the different sections here. In this case, you will see here the DaMCuAI editor, where I had already a description of my professional persona, and I have already also added for accessibility. Maybe someone doesn't like reading, they feel more comfortable if they are listening to something. So this is part of the universal design for learning, trying to make it accessible in as many different ways as possible. In this case, I used the record audio feature built in here, and you can hear what I wrote. Hello everyone, I have worked in the field of ELT in Colombia, Italy, the UK, Canada, Singapore, Egypt, Spain, Bulgaria. And this is just for demonstration purposes, but really, really useful. I also remember I made a video on the DaMCuAI editor, so I won't go into any more detail at this stage. This is just to show you about your profile. You can also change your picture. This is the one that I added, but you can also delete the picture and then add another one simply by clicking there and then clicking here with the drag and drop. You can basically just go through the steps to add a new picture if that's what you want. You can add a description as well if you want to, also possible. You can add additional names if you have any. You can add your interests. There's also the optional section where you can add information about your current place of work, department, the time zones. This is super important because obviously if we are in a geographically dispersed cohort group of students, then having the exact time zone is very important, especially if there are face-to-face meetings or specific deadlines. Let's say that I have updated my profile, so I'm just going to click there, and I can see that the changes have been saved. If we go back to the next one, next section is the grades. If your course has any specific grades, then obviously you will be able to see them here. At the moment, it says you're not enrolled in nor teaching any courses on this site. And this is because I am now appearing as a guest. Remember that we chose guest. If I go to again to the main profile. I want to try and see it here. I'm going to the main course. Just 1 second. I'm going to go in there again. I can see that I'm guest. I need to be on the main landing page to be able to see guest and be able to then return to my normal role. I'm going to return to my normal role, which is admin, and I'm going to show you how. Now, if we go into the grades, then what shows is different because I have access to this. So courses I am teaching. And if I click there, then I can see that grade report for students. Okay, there's also a possibility to see a tour. So let's say find a student by either typing in their name. If you have different students, you can also filter by name, and they would appear here. So obviously there's nobody here at the moment, and you can change how many students you want to see at a time. This is very useful because in the past I've worked on courses where I had 35 teachers at one single time in different groups, so that's very useful. Now, if we go back, does the grades, I can also have the calendar. This is very useful because, as Nelly mentioned before, it's a good idea to have everything in one place so that they don't go down a rabbit hole by clicking links outside the course. The calendar is very useful because you can add different activities, and you can also see the events key on the side by clicking on that icon or the X to close it down. Next, down the cascade menu, we have the preferences, and in those preferences then you have different information that you can access as a teacher in this case, and also a student. They would have similar preferences. So you can edit your profile, choose your language, decide on the forum preferences. For me, I think this is important because instead of receiving individual emails, I like to have daily emails with full posts so that I can read them at home, and then I'm sure that I haven't missed anything, but that's totally up to you. It's a preference. That's why it's called a preference. And forum tracking, if you want to track any posts, I'm going to save the changes. And then it takes me back to my preferences. There's editor preferences as well that we mentioned in the other video. So for the sake of repetition, to make sure that we have seen it, it's a good idea to have the TinyMC editor. Save changes here. And we have calendar, content bank preferences, security keys, message preferences, notification, and linked. Repositories, if you have any repositories inside the Moodle of images or any content. And then your badges, you can manage your own badges. Let's see. In this case, for example, I have one badge that it is for course for free online. This is for profile completion, and I don't have any other. But if you get any as you complete any content and these have been set up, then you will get them. Let's go back to preferences to finish up. And you also have batch preferences and backpack settings, which is also very important to make sure that you have connected your backpack. So backpack provider, in this case Badger.io, and then you connect the backpack here. If you have your email address for that site, I can't remember right now, but then you can add it here and then connect it. Okay, so I hope that was useful, and see you soon.